The things to which we are attached help to define who we are, who we were, and who we hope to become. These meanings are likely to be especially salient to those in identity transitions. The Dominguez Ball family left their native Uruguay for the U.S. in 1985 for what they thought would be a 2-year trip. Jose, a former radio engineer, Darioleta, a homemaker, and their teenage children, Dari and Martin, hope to make some money and return home to Montevideo. These are their stories.
Cuando decidimos venir, pusimos, creo que una semana antes empezamos a preparar las valijas. Y como no era que pensamos quedarnos, sino era que cada 2 años íbamos a estar yendo y viniendo, porque teníamos una visa de trabajo que cada 2 años había que renovarla. Entonces, en ningún momento, hasta ahí pensábamos que nos íbamos a quedar definitivamente acá.
Pensábamos, parecía ya que todo era tan fácil acá, ¿no? Primero que veníamos por el trabajo de Papo. Y entonces, como a los 2 años, como teníamos visa por 2 años, nos íbamos a ir. Pero después, la verdad que no era tan fácil regresar.
Like I said, I don't remember too much of that day. I remember the huge suitcase that somebody gave us. And I remember packing that. And I think I just wanted to, the biggest thing for me was that I thought we were coming back in a year. So there was things that I didn't bring.
I expected to come here and live here. I never thought we were going to go back. Apparently I learned kind of recently that my parents were thinking about going back and forth. Even my sister thought that we would go every year or every 2 years. And I never knew that. Either I didn't pay attention when they talked about it, or they never told me because I was 15. I thought that I would go back to visit. Like we would come here, make good money, and then we would go back and visit, but not to live there anymore, just simply to visit,
They each brought one bag.
En el primer viaje traje la cámara y algunos rollos, pero después pensé que como quedaban fotos ahí, íbamos a dejar fotos también. Me traje todos los negativos para hacerlas acá, y libros, y lo único que traía reloj, que después se me rompió acá. Entonces, como cuando trabajaba allá era un esclavo del tiempo, cuando aquí se me rompió al poco tiempo dije, nunca más, gracias a Dios, nunca más usé reloj. Joyas no uso, y máquina de afeitar, ya con tanto viaje se rompió y me tuve que comprar. Ya van como 3 o 4 que me compran.
No tenía ni idea lo que era acá, ¿no? Y como los tenía, ustedes eran chicos, yo qué sé. No sé, empecé por poner la ropa, abrigo para la cama, libros, fotos. Otra cosa no me acuerdo de haber traído. Nada. Nada para la casa porque no sabía dónde va a estar. Pero con los libros y las fotos me pareció suficiente.
I think I just brought things that meant something to me for what I see now, when I'm seeing. Because like this vest, my grandmother made it. I used to wear it all the time in the 80s. But I don't even like that color now. But anyway, my grandmother made it. That bag also, I used to use it a lot. I made it home and careers class. So I brought it with things inside, and I guess I liked it back then. Now, not so much. So this is very meaningful. This is my grandfather's card. And this I put in a frame a few years ago. It's this scissor. My grandmother said that my grandfather gave it to her as a present. I don't know. I hope it wasn't like an engagement present. And she gave me this handkerchief when we left. So I just put it in a frame. This is a Bible that my brother got me. That's what my mom said. I don't know what money, but my mom so gave it to me. Your brother bought it for you. Maybe he picked it. I'm not sure. He picked the color. So this was when I turned 15. And these little shoes also belong to my brother. I don't remember packing them, but I found them and I always kept them. And I always loved babies, so I guess it has something to do with that. And they're so cute. They look like they're handmade and everything. So they're beautiful. So, and like I said, because I didn't think, and I don't think most of the four of us, I don't think we thought we were gonna stay forever. There was things that I didn't pack that I would have loved to pack. These 3 things: 2 pairs of shoes that I loved because I have bought them for my, when I turned 15, instead of a party, we went to Argentina shopping. So I got these Oriental shoes. They had like an Oriental writing, and one pair was red and the other pair was green and gold. And I love those shoes. I have no idea why I didn't even bring one of them. And then a pair of jeans that they had like suspenders. I love those jeans though. Those 2 things. Oh, and a dress that my mom made me. I don't know why I didn't bring those items, because they wouldn't have taken that much room. But I don't remember many things. It wasn't a good time of my life, so I think my brain has erased them because I don't remember packing. It was just very traumatic for me, so I have no idea. I don't remember those things.
I didn't do any of the packing, but I did bring a few things that I thought that will remind me of Uruguay, because that's the way I am with things. I like things that remind me of places that I've been, or friends, or that's how I do it. I did have this bag. This is my bag. At the time, I thought it was so big, but it was actually quite small. One of the things that I brought was this pair of pants. This pair of pants that I loved in Uruguay. They were blue. I think my grandmother got them for me, but I'm not sure for what. I brought these pants. Later on, I took them to work and put some holes in them. I think my mother fixed them up. I brought this tie. This has got all my friends from school, from my last year that I was in Uruguay at school, from my class. So they signed it, and I really liked that. I kept that. I brought my grandfather's watches. This is a gold watch. It's got gold needles, and this was a pocket watch. This one worked and no longer works, but I brought it. He gave it to me when he passed away, or before, I guess. This watch, it was my dad's. He gave it to me, and he had a band, but later on I took it to work. This one kind of died in the U.S. I kept that one because I really loved that watch. This thing here, I brought. This was my school ID/transportation. The way it worked, you went into the bus, you gave the bus, not the bus driver, but the guy that gives the tickets, he would cut one and then give it back to you. And it was discount for students. So I brought that. It's got my picture. And this thing, I also brought, it was like a noisemaker. You go like that. And then one of our little dogs got a hold of it and kind of chewed it up a little bit. And one more thing, this one, this my friend gave it to me before I left for safekeeping, so I've had this for now 29 years.
They reflect on some things they bought when they first arrived.
a long denim skirt I got. I love that. And then, and I think I probably got a pair of, pink sneakers, like Converse, pink. Those were the things that I remember much. And I don't have the sneakers, I have the skirt. And when Martin started working, he bought me like a like a handkerchief. It was like a checker, red and black. I still have it somewhere because the kids used to play with it, and I told them this is the first thing that Martin bought with money when he his first job, when he got paid. He bought me that. I don't know what he was thinking, but what the thinking was behind that, but that was cute. So I kept that. When I was there, I had a list of, I had made a list to come here of the things that I wanted to buy, right? Because it wasn't easy for us to buy things there. And when I got here, most of them I was able to buy, but then I had nobody to share them with. I realized that. That was the first time I realized that, okay, I have all these things, but I don't have any friends. Like, you know, they're gonna say, oh, that looks good, or so. That's weird. That never made me cry before. But yeah, that was weird. I have the realization that it's probably friends. That's more important than anything. So it's not the things that you acquire. It's, you know, who you're able to share them with.
When we came, things were very different. You come with Hollywood ideas, you know, and like I remember watching E.T. and I thought every neighborhood looked like that. In fact, it didn't. We came to a very, very not E.T.-like neighborhood. But on TV, like a lot of like the kids ride bikes. We didn't have a bike. We had like one little bike that was my sister's when she was little. So we raised the seat really high, so it's like it was a girl's bike, whatever. So we never really had like a regular bike. So I bought two bikes. I bought because I always worked. I even came and I started working in the summer in construction. And I bought one for my sister, I think, and one for me. It was a red bike. So I bought that BMX bike. It wasn't BMX, it was cheap. I bought it at Kmart. These headphones that they've been on my parents the whole time. These headphones, I mean, they're pretty nasty now, but back then, 1985, they were pretty cool. And they had a Walkman. I don't know what brand the Walkman was, but I had never really had a radio in Uruguay. Like we had like the tiny little radio, so we were listening to music and that junk. But here, I never didn't even have a big stereo like kids have, a boombox. But when I got the Walkman, like the music just sounded so good. Then I bought a phone, a rotary phone, like at the time, you know. And then I picked up cans. I picked up cans and bottles because I was like, wow, you can get 5 cents out of these. And with that, picking up cans, I bought this shirt. This, it's like, this is my prized possession. So it was $8. I bought it at Playtex, and this was my first purchase. I keep it because it's a reminder. It's just a reminder of getting here for the first time. You know, it's like first purchase. It's exciting. You know, even though it's like really poor quality, but it lasted me for years. This is the first thing I think I pack when I move. Well, not the first thing, but I always make sure it's packed and it's folded in my closet. It's just a reminder of where you came from, type of deal. Like what it was like at first. You know, like that's what it represents. Like being like a new immigrant. you know.
Bueno, me acuerdo cuando vinimos, un amigo me dio un dinero, me dice, mira esto para que te compres el primer coche allá en Estados Unidos. No era una suma muy grande, era lo necesario como para haber podido comprar un coche usado y una persona conocida, que después nos hicimos muy amigos acá, me vendió el de él. Entonces, con ese dinero pudimos comprar el auto.
En Uruguay la casa la tenía, me gustaba ponerle adornos, y tenía todos adornos que tenían historia de familia. No compré nunca. Pero acá, como no tenía familia, empecé a comprar algunos adornos.
Less than a year after they arrived, the reality of life in America made clear that neither staying here nor returning to Uruguay would be as simple as they thought.
Y ya vimos que para volver allá se estaba poniendo muy difícil porque allá ya no iba a poder trabajar en lo mismo que había trabajado, entonces era empezar de nuevo allá también. Entonces ya que estábamos acá y nos estábamos encarrilando, ya consiguiendo trabajo y todas esas cosas, decidimos quedarnos acá.
En un momento dijimos que nos íbamos al año, nos íbamos, porque estábamos un poco temerosos por los documentos. Entonces cuando Fren, yo empecé a cuidar una bebita, y Fren, la mamá, ella era cubana, y el esposo era americano. Ella dice, ustedes tienen que estar bien.
Yeah, when we started seeing that it was not that that easy to make money and save money, and then my grandmother passed away, and then at one point there was a problem with immigration, and we were thinking of leaving, and I think within in those weeks, my mom met somebody that sponsored her and the whole family to get their residency. So I think they made a decision then. We made a decision then to stay. It was about a year because our visa was expiring, so we had to make a decision because I don't think we would have stayed like totally illegal if there was not a chance to become legal. I don't think we were gonna stay because you can't do anything. I tried to go to college. I took my exam. I got into ACT, but then it was like so much money because you gotta pay double. So I couldn't do it. And you can't really get even back in the 80s, you couldn't really get you need a Social Security always. So my mom got that offer to stay. And this family was gonna sponsor everybody, so that's what happened. Even though, because I turned 21, I wasn't into the package anyway.
I don't quite remember, but something like in a conversation that, I'll just quit school and go to work, and it was like, all right, and that was it. I mean, I quit school, so did my sister. None of us went back to school. So, yeah, it was not like a little thing, like the immigration thing, as sometimes I hear my parents talk and stuff like that. I mean, it was, it was quite drastic. It wasn't like, the minor thing. It was a big thing that we stopped doing everything we were doing and we switched gears. And we all went to work, and my sister didn't go to school anymore and all that stuff. And neither did I, But when you're in it, you're in it. That's, you just got to do it.
After resolving their immigration issues, they returned to Uruguay to complete their paperwork and sell their apartment.
En el segundo viaje fue que trajimos todo, porque fuimos a vender el apartamento, y entonces sí, nos trajimos el banco de patio, que lo teníamos desarmado porque vivíamos en apartamento, pero ese banco es de toda la vida en mi casa, y una estufa de querosén que la tengo de adorno porque no funcionó. ¿Qué más? Un costurero mío de cuando era chico. Realmente adornos fue que trajimos. Y algunos libros más, porque dejamos tantos libros. Pero ya al vender el apartamento teníamos que sacar todo. Algo quedó en casa de mi hermana, le di cosas a los vecinos para recuerdo y trajimos varias cosas.
I came with half of my suitcase back and I didn't bring anything. So weird. Because you know what? I have my son in my home already, and actually Matthew got really sick when we were there. Really sick. So I think I was just preoccupied, with my son's getting better and just getting out of there. Just because he got sick. We stayed like a month almost, like 3 weeks. So the last week he got really sick with this high temperature. And so I think probably when I was packing, that's what happened. I was just preoccupied that I wanted to get home. Yeah, I didn't bring anything, nothing.
Entonces ya eso ya te cambia la manera de pensar, ya pensamos en traernos algunas cosas que nos trajeran, recuerdos de allá de Uruguay, cosas más cercanas a nosotros, aunque lo más importante, que son los sentimientos y el cariño de los seres queridos, eso era imposible de traerlo, pero algo que nos recordara a ellos permanentemente. Entonces nos trajimos libros, traje fotos, traje algunos adornos de la casa que ya tenían varios años con la familia. Traje una enciclopedia y el mayor de todos los libros me traje la Biblia, por cierto. Eso no podía faltar. Y que es el libro que más he leído. Pero otras cosas, ya te digo, los sentimientos quedaron allá, con los amigos, con los familiares, esas son cosas que por más que las quieras traer, la presencia no queda allá.
I brought a little like a agenda, like a phone book that my cousin had given to me because they lived overseas too. They were from Uruguay, but they lived in Argentina or something like that for a while. They lived in Mexico also, but he gave me a little index, like a calendar. So I have written names of people, some of my friends and family members. So I brought that in my second trip because I really like that. And I can look back I even looked at it and sent a note to one of my friends in Uruguay on Facebook saying, hey, I found this thing. So that I brought that. And then I brought a couple little things like I had these things called banderines. I have them here, but they're like they say things from like soccer clubs. So like my favorite club, Nacional, I brought that. And then I brought a couple little cards. Oh, I brought my marbles, my collection of marbles, and I also brought a collection of little soccer cards, like from soccer teams in Uruguay. You will buy like a baseball cards for soccer. And the other thing that I brought that I loved, it was my slingshot that I made myself, that I have it here, and my tops, my wooden tops, because I have tons of memories with those things.
The family uses the proceeds of the apartment sale to purchase a house and settles into life in America.
Que era una casa linda, estaba viejita, vamos a decir.
Martín y mi esposo la arreglaron, renovaron una casa vieja, la renovamos, fue preciosa. Claro, como había que hacer muchos arreglos, con una tarjeta de crédito seguramente completamos todo, pero hicimos una casa bien bonita.
Y después la vendimos y nos hicimos esta última casa, que también, esta sí la estrenamos nueva. Sin lugar a dudas, las casas cuando llegan a ser tus propiedades es cuando estás más cómodo y las ves mejor. Un día pasaba por en Monroe, por un dealer y lo tenía en exhibición. Dije, ese coche es el que me gusta. Y lo estamos manteniendo ya 14 años. El Crown Victoria. Yo cuando estaba en Uruguay, me acuerdo había manejado un Crown Victoria, pero el año 55, que había sido justamente de la embajada de acá de Uruguay. Y siempre, ya el nombre siempre me gustó, Crown Victoria.
After a while, I started making more money. Not super glamour, but then I had a little more money. And then I would buy more clothing. And I started playing music again. So my parents had gotten me my first guitar. Then I almost started getting back into playing piano, and I bought an Enzonic 24-track synthesizer that cost me like over $2,000. My theme became music, instruments, and clothing, and jewelry.
29 years after arriving in the U.S., Jose, Darioleta, Darian Martin reflect on their lives now.
Gracias a Dios, yo personalmente tengo una capacidad de adaptación bien grande, gracias a Dios. Yo me ubico y me adapto siempre a todo, pienso, sobre todo a las casas. Además me enamoro de todas las casas, de los lugares donde he vivido. En todos lados pienso que he sido feliz. No tengo mal recuerdo de ninguna casa. He pasado bien acá y volver no más. Porque ya familiares queridos no los tengo, amigas queridas no las tengo, de que no me iría más. Y además todo cambió toda la gente, el ambiente. Cuando fuimos la última vez, yo me sentí muy mal, vi todo tan feo. Cuando llegamos acá, ay, respiré, vi feo, ay, que no sienta alguien de Uruguay que me mata. No, pero no. Yo pienso en general que nadie debiera moverse del lugar donde nació. Eso es esencial, eso es precioso, porque no sé qué se gana con conocer tanto.
Unlike the other members of my family, I acculturated. I really Americanized. Like, I made a conscious decision to Americanize. I came with an idea of what the United States was, and it wasn't. So that was a little like, oh, that's not cool. But you still have the excitement of a new place, so you adapt. I adapt anyway. I can only speak for myself, because I had very different experience than my sister.
If we decided to go again, and I think that's mainly why I haven't gone back, also made an effort to go back, because I don't feel I have a place there. I mean, I can stay in a hotel or with family, but I think, like there's no more place there. But it's not a bad thing, I guess. It helps you move on with your life, and it's good to put closure to things, so I think that helped me too. Even though it wouldn't have been my choice, but it has all worked out.
Y hemos salido adelante, como ha salido mucha de la gente que viene de otros lugares a tentar una nueva vida en este país. En realidad aquí no encontré lo que yo esperaba de poder trabajar en lo que me gustaba, pero ha sido para bien. Ahora ya hasta me jubilé aquí, así que estamos tranquilos con mi señora, nuestros hijos han crecido, se han casado, tenemos nietos, ahora llevo una vida tranquila, igual trabajo, aunque me jubilé igual me gusta trabajar, vuelvo y repito, trabajar es mi vicio. Yo creo que de aquí al final ya lo que tenía que hacer lo he hecho.
The contact of self with multiple forms of otherness, both subtle and violent, play a significant role in identity formation. The study of these fractured, shifting, and hybridized identities provide a very valuable site from which narrative psychology has an opportunity to remake itself as a field that continues to be relevant in a world that is rapidly becoming transnational, diverse, and global.